everyone, and welcome to Inspiring Chaos. If you do not know who I am, hi, my name is Eunice. I'm the host and founder of this amazing and extraordinary community. And welcome to a bonus episode for this week, but also welcome to the first YouTube video. I am double recording, so stay tuned for this very amazing first video. I'm quite nervous, to be honest with you, but I'm also very excited that you're tuning in. So, for this new chapter of the podcast, I really wanted to kind of start it off with someone incredible, someone super inspiring. And I was like, why don't I start it with Izzy? Izzy is someone who I actually met through YouTube. She I was, I'm quite interested in getting a higher education kind of a little bit. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I am quite interested in studying abroad. So when I looked up on YouTube, studying abroad, master's degree, Izzy popped up, and just her energy, her passion, her love, her authenticity literally transmitted through the screen, and just honestly given us opportunity of kind of get a little bit of her life, being a little bit of her life was absolutely incredible. And I really wanted her to be part of this new season. And when she said yes, I got very excited. I'm quite nervous. I think you can tell I'm quite smiley in the footage. Whenever I'm nervous, I smile a lot. So I was quite nervous interviewing her because she's someone who I admire, someone who I look up to, someone who I truly I truly, admire, as I said, and I know this is only the beginning of her in her career, and I'm very excited to kind of witness that. So she does give her social media at the end, so stay tuned for the whole thing and absolutely follow her because she absolutely deserves it. And also follow us, so you can like to at Inspiring Chaos _ podcast. And also, if you haven't noticed, I quite don't look at the screen because I'm not used to it, but I'm also very excited. And I just can't wait for you to hear her story. So enough of me talking. I think it's enough for an intro. And I'm very excited. So now let's go on to hearing Izzy's inspiring story of success. For today's guest, we have Izzy Bisges. She is currently attending Condé Nast College of Fashion in London, England, where she's getting her MA in Fashion Entrepreneurship. She also attended the University of Georgia, where she got her BA in journalism with a minor in entrepreneurship. Her dream job is to start her own business, but also would love to get a job as a social media coordinator and learn from talented entrepreneurs in the fashion and creative industry. Hi, welcome.
Hi, you're so good at that. Thank you for having me. I'm
Thank
so completely honored to be here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So you're currently studying in London, getting your master's degree. What made you decide to study abroad?
So I wasn't supposed to study abroad because of COVID. COVID
Oh.
kept canceling my study abroad in college. And I had this gut feeling. I know that sounds so silly and so romanticized, but seriously, I had a gut feeling I was about to hit my graduation the next semester. I was already a semester behind from transferring, and I had this gut feeling. I was like, I have to push my graduation date again and do the study abroad in London because they opened back up. And so I dropped one of my classes to be able to study abroad, push back the graduation date, went to London. So happy I did because now I am living here and I have my own journey of I had no idea I'd be here exactly where I am right now without that gut feeling of studying abroad in London for the first part of it.
Yeah. Were you nervous to move abroad?
I was so nervous. The move abroad, it doesn't come without any nerves. Especially people moving abroad, I give them so much more credit because it's hard. It's emotionally hard. It's physically hard. You don't realize the difference it is, takes a toll on your body, mentally, physically, as in working out, eating right. It's just so many different factors, but it was challenging.
Yeah. Having a master's degree is very different from getting an undergrad. What are some differences you have seen in your career now?
So I didn't even know I was going to do a master's. I'll say that. I had no intention of being one of those master students. I was going to go get my bachelor's and undergrad, and then I would be fine, go get a job, start a business, do that whole thing. I found this master's because it really attuned to what I wanted to do after graduation of my universities. And what's different about my master's studies to my undergrad, I am literally doing projects that are going to be my life after this
Mm.
program. So I'm doing a lot of research, a lot of presentations in a way, using a lot of InDesign, to be honest, but mine's a lot more of a creative industry and but also with the entrepreneurship because right now I'm doing a project over my YouTube, which is so crazy and awesome, and you don't get to do that in your undergrad studies, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, moving abroad is very challenging. What or who inspires you to continue working towards your dream?
I would have to say Izzy Bisges as a 33-year-old. And I say that because I'm 23 right now. And so I say 33, that's an odd number. It's 10 years from now. I would say that is my biggest motivation. Of
Mm.
course, there are so many other factors, including my parents, my family, my friends. Without that support system, I would never be able to do what I do. But it is that imagination of how I want to be, how I romanticize myself, how I see myself as, and that version of myself that's so fully whole that it gives so much to others. So I start overfilling myself to where I can give back as much as possible to the people around me, to people who aren't even around me, who's my community of YouTubers,
Yeah.
um, just everything in my community of a circle in a way.
Yeah. Who is someone you look up to in your field?
I would have to say we're gonna do creatively, of course, Taylor Swift. I have to say her because she is, I know all my friends are going to be laughing at this. I always bring up Taylor Swift in conversation, but for real, that girl is a rock star. And I don't mean musically, I mean she is so empowering. I love what she stands for. I love the mentality, the hard working mentality this woman has. It's crazy what she does and how well she does things, but how committed she is to her craft. And
Mm.
she doesn't give up. This woman does not give up. So her perseverance is so inspiring. I always look up to all her interviews, everything she says. I don't believe everything. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some of it, it doesn't really resonate with me. And not that
Yeah.
it's wrong, but there are some things that resonate so much with me. I put it as one of my scarlet letters.
I mean, like Taylor Swift, you're inspiring millions of people through your YouTube. And what made you decide to start one?
My passion for it. So when I was younger, I would do so many home videos. I would use my little sister as a actor. She doesn't really like looking back at those videos because I would force her to, we do Taylor Swift music videos and I would edit and cut it and do it on iMovie. And I taught myself the process. I love the process. And then also, I've also just been a very big presence. I love having a presence on social media in a way. And I know a lot of people will go against that and say, I hate being on social media. I don't like it. I love Instagram. I love YouTube in a way. There's some cons, but I love the communities you can build. And I love how you can reach such a large audience in such a short period of time. And you can just reach so many people that you never thought you could and inspire them. And that's what I wanted growing up is someone to
Mhm.
look up to. I had a few of those. Of course I did, but I want to be that for someone, especially a younger girl, someone who's older than me, looking back and finding inspiration through my journey. But I wanted to have a larger voice than just my Instagram pictures. I didn't want to be represented by how I was perceived on Instagram. I wanted to have a voice, and YouTube gave me that platform. And it's ever growing, which I love how like every day maybe one or two subscribers, and that doesn't matter to me at all. It's the fact that I get these messages from women saying how much I've inspired them and we have a conversation. And that's what I love. That's
Yeah.
if I can change one person's life, that's all. That's all that matters. And that's the community I'm building. And I love it. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with it.
Yes.
So
I mean, I met you through YouTube and you truly are inspiring.
mm,
How did you manage school and creating content like now that you're in your master's degree?
yeah, that's a good question. I prioritize both things.
Mm.
And To prioritize that though, I'm telling you, if you don't have a passion for it, if you don't have a love for it, you won't be able to do it.
Mm.
A lot of my friends, they love YouTube. They're always like, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a vlogger. And I'm so for it. I'm like, you need to do it. Good job. But I'm telling you, there is some knit and grit in there to where I'm editing vlogs for hours and hours, just content. And it takes a long time. It does take a long time. It takes a lot of effort. If you're not passionate about it, you wouldn't, I don't think you'd be able to manage both. And I'm also super passionate about my master's. Like I said before, how it's so relative to my life and what I want and the careers I want to build, the careers I want to work under to learn from other inspiring women. And I think that's how I balance it. It's not easy at all. And I have a really hard time balancing personal life, work life, and school life. There's three different I mean, it's hard, but you can make it work. Especially at 23. I'm super young still, I think. And honestly, that's another conversation about age. Everyone's young and age is just a number, but I know in the future I'm going to have a lot more responsibilities on my plate. So I'm trying to be really grateful in the moment to observe that I'm in a really pristine position right now to manage all these things.
Yeah. Before you decided to study fashion entrepreneurship, was there another career you were interested in?
Yes, I was. I was a journalism major in the entrepreneurship, like we discussed, and you did your little intro. And I wanted to be a broadcaster in a way. I wanted to be in front of a camera, shocker, and talking and reporting. And then I realized that that takes a lot of hard work too. So kudos to people who do make it up there because it is hard work and you are working from the bottom and you are just trying to for the top in that degree of work. But I wasn't so passionate about it. I couldn't go every day. I loved it. I think it was really cool, but I think there's such a difference between loving something
Mm.
and having this love and passion because the passion will really drive you when that love starts to falter. When you're, for instance, if you're really hardworking on something and you love doing what you're doing, but you don't have a passion for it, I really think that you aren't going to be able to be happy with where you come from that outcome, if that makes sense. I kind of
Yeah.
worded that weirdly, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. What advice would you give anyone who is interested in studying abroad?
Do it. That's the first piece of advice. Do it. I was that one. If you're listening now and you're like, those study abroad people, they come back and all they say is it changes your life. It changes your life. You know, I used to think the same exact thing. And I have to be honest, it does change your life. It really does. And I know it's so cheesy for people to say it changes your life. And that's the simplicity of it. It really, really changes your perspective on life. It made me question mine so much where I was like, I don't want to go back home to Georgia right now. I love it in London so much. I love the culture. I love the people I'm meeting. I am growing into a better person because I'm also hearing other people's opinions. I'm getting into not uncomfortable situations, but situations where it's not normal to have this happen to me in my small town of Georgia. And so, for instance, going to a pub and there's 10 Irishmen with their kilts on and they're just dancing and drinking and you're just like, wow, like this is so cool. It's a different culture I've never been a part of. And just little things like that where it is so needed. I think it should be a requirement for everyone, but I understand finances and mental health, all these things are factors to where people really can take into consideration, should I study abroad? Will it benefit me? But if you are thinking about it and you have the help that you need and you can do it, I absolutely say to study abroad. It will change your life.
What advice would you give anyone who is interested in studying fashion entrepreneurship?
If you're interested in studying in fashion entrepreneurship, you got it. You can do it no matter what age, what identification. It doesn't matter who you are. I think if you really believe in yourself and you put your head down and work hard for it, you can. And that also I don't want to be so niche on fashion entrepreneurship because I think that's in any field, really. I can't really say math fields because I don't really know too much about math and I'm not good at math. So maybe that might not be the case. I don't know. But I just think that everyone is creative in a way. And I think fashion is a very creative industry. But I also think that math, economics, anything like that can also be a creative industry. Everyone's creative. And no matter what field you're in, that is needed. So, like for me, I had the journalism and entrepreneurship minor, and I sort of toned my pitch towards the masters of this is what I'm passionate about. I don't have that many prerequisites to the fashion industry. I've worked in a boutique, I've modeled for some clothes. I just have a gut feeling that I need to be there and I'm really passionate about it. And that's what got me in. And if you have a gut feeling of that's where you need to be, there's a reason that that is within you.
Yeah.
And you should pursue it because I don't want you looking back in a few years and being like, I wish I did that. I wish I tried at least to either receive a success or a failure. And I never say failures are failures too, but in that sense.
Yeah. What do you think is a unique skill that has helped you become successful?
I don't even know if I'm successful.
You are. You are.
I guess
Yeah.
I do in some factors of I'm happy, I'm content with where I am. I think that does mean success for me, but are you asking about a skill, a mindset? What are you asking?
A skill.
Okay. That's a good question. I think a skill you need to have is you need to genuinely care about what others say and what others think. I think a skill of community is very important. At the same time, yes, you should be really self-dependent, self-preservative, really thinking about yourself, but also don't get so about yourself that you're not caring about other people around you or others that you can help within the community. And I think that is a really huge skill. Networking. If you wanted to branch that along one word, networking is the number one skill, especially in my career, in my area.
Yeah.
Definitely needed.
What attracted you to study fashion entrepreneurship?
My passion, we're going to keep talking about my feel for the program. First of all, it laid out a pitch, a brief, whatever you want to call it, on people within the industry. If you are a student, you have an idea that you want to test out. It's like a incubator. That's what I would call it. And that's what I wanted. I want to, and I am going to dive into the field of fashion, but alongside having that entrepreneurial mindset of myself building a brand. And I would love to do that. That is my dream, is to have my business, multi businesses one day. And I know I will achieve that. I am confident in that, but that's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a network within the fashion industry within London. And that's what this master program also is giving me, which is amazing. I've met some amazing people already. And that's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. What inspired you in wanting to start your own business?
I would have to give a lot of credit to my father. My father is a multi-entrepreneur and he really made it from ground zero up. And he's just really inspiring on that point. He's a genius, total genius, but he just taught us and raised my two sisters and I the best way I think possible in a way. And I liked his ideas. I like his mindsets on some things, and some things I'll argue with him with that father-daughter stuff. But he's just so inspiring, and he built a life for my sisters and I. And I want to do that for my kids, for my future generations. But also, I also saw the communities he built as well by being an entrepreneur, and those communities, they're still our closest communities to our family. And I wanted to build that as well. I think that's how I'm going to fulfill my worth, if that makes sense. And I have this gut feeling. It's a gut feeling. I don't know how to as much,
Yeah.
but he is one of the biggest inspirations.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh my gosh, this is so wholesome and sweet. I actually, if you just put up Eunice, if you just put up with my younger self, I think I'd start crying. You know that thing. You saw the
Yeah.
whole interview with, yeah. But keep going, little Izzy. These problems that you are having right now in seventh, eighth grade, younger, not fitting in, not feeling like you're worth anything, keep living because life is so tiny in those moments. And I just hope that you realize at some point that life is so much bigger than a year, than a moment, than that one mean friend who is super awful to you, to that one guy breaking your heart. Life is so much more than those little moments. And you are going to be okay. Your worth isn't what you look like, it is what is in your heart and what you can give to others. And that would be, I think, what I would sit down. I could probably have a whole conversation, but that's kind of the precipice of it.
Yeah, for the last question, I wanted to ask you, how would you like to be remembered?
Wow, that's so sweet too. I would love to be remembered as someone who was just super genuine and super wholesome to all the communities I have my fingers in. Just someone who brought a lot of light to the table when you ever enter dark times. Just someone of a ray of sunshine that could take the mood of the room and flip it upside down in the best way. And I think that's how I would want to, because that is exactly what I strive for, what I try for. And people like that around my community, they change my days. They really do make me a happier person. And I think when you can laugh and enjoy little moments of life and not be so serious, it makes the world of a difference because we really are here for a short time, not
Yeah.
a long time. And you have to take the little moments and enjoy them. And so I hope I can be that person that gives those little moments.
Yeah, I mean, you're inspiring millions of people, and I want to thank you so much for being here. Would you like to share your social media with all of us?
Yes, of course. So you can find me at Izzy Bisges. It is Izzy, B as in boy, Isg as in girl, es. And I always say it like that. So that's stuck in my brain. But you can also find me on YouTube, same at, just type in my name. It's a really strange name, and not too many people are going to pop up that have Izzy Bisges. So very great for me, but those are my two social medias that I have.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Eunice. I'm really so honored, and I'm so happy when you messaged me. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to be. I am so excited to talk with you because I've been listening to a few of your podcasts from previously.
Oh,
You're
thank
so
you.
amazing at what you do.
Thank
So
you.
I just want to say you are doing some amazing things.
Thank you. You have reached the end of the episode. Thanks so much for tuning in for a whole thing. Go follow Izzy right now because she's absolutely incredible. And I know this is the beginning in her career, and I just can't wait for her to thrive even more. So yeah, that is all for today's bonus episode. I hope you loved it. I hope you got inspired because I truly did when I got to interview her. And yeah, that is all for this week. So talk to you all on Sunday. Bye.